So a short clip just talking about using the equation speed equals distance divided by time. So speed, as we just said, is equal to distance covered divided by the time taken. Now in terms of putting that into an equation triangle, because distance is above time, distance has got to be in the top of the equation triangle and time's got to be underneath, and therefore speed must go in the gap that's left. So what you have is distance on the top and speed and time in the middle. So as you can see, if we want to work out speed, speed is here, speed equals distance divided by, because it's on top of, time. So if we wanted to work out what time was equal to instead, we'd do the same thing. So time is equal to distance divided by, because it's on top of, speed. And then likewise, if we wanted to work out the distance, distance is equal to speed next to or multiplied by time. So what that gives you is, from the original equation, the equation triangle gives us all three different ways of rearranging that equation. So speed is equal to distance divided by time. That's the first one. Time is equal to distance divided by speed. That's the second one. And then distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. There's the third one. So that equation triangle has rearranged the equation in all three different ways that it can be rearranged and used. So, units. So units are the things or the variables that we measure something in. So normally speed is normally measured in meters per second, which we show as meters over seconds. So that means meters per second. To do that, we would have to have the distance is in meters and the time would be in seconds. However, you can also measure speed in miles per hour. So if you wanted to have the speed measured in miles per hour, you'd need to have the distance in miles divided by the time in hours. And the other common one that we use is you might have to have the speed measured in kilometers per hour. And again, if you were doing that, you'd need to know the distance in kilometers and the time in hours to get the speed in kilometers per hour. Let's do a quick couple of examples just showing that. So let's say that something travelled 100 meters and it took it 50 seconds. So speed is distance divided by time. So the distance is 100 meters. The time is 50 seconds. That would give us 2 meters per second. And as you can see, if you lay out the equation and then lay out your numbers alongside the variables along with the units, then the answer actually sorts out the units for you a lot of the time. Example 2, let's say that something travelled 30 miles in half an hour. Then speed is distance over time. That would be 30 miles divided by half an hour, and that equals 60 miles per hour. And then let's do one in kilometers. So let's say something travelled 2,000 kilometers and it took 1 hour to do so. Speed is distance over time, which is 2,000 kilometers divided by 1 hour. That would equal 2,000 kilometers per hour, which is obviously ridiculously fast. Just a couple of quick things to remind you in terms of time. So 1 hour is 60 minutes and 1 minute is 60 seconds. If you need to convert between them, you can multiply by 60 and then multiply by 60 again, or divide by 60 and divide by 60 again. Remember that 1 kilometre is the same as 1,000 metres. 1 metre is the same as 100 centimetres. You don't need to convert from miles to kilometres or vice versa. Okay, hopefully that all makes sense.